From JBS Studios in Greater New York, this is the JBS News Update with Teisha Bader.
I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Wednesday, December the 20th, 2017. U.S. Special Representative for International Negotiations Jason Greenblatt met today with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu in Jerusalem to check in regarding peace efforts. Greenblatt, who apparently arrived in the country yesterday, wrote on his Twitter page that he met with Netanyahu together with U.S. Ambassador to Israel David Friedman for what he called a check-in as the administration continues with its peace efforts, which will benefit both Israelis and Palestinians. Last night, the American envoy met with the head of COGAT, the IDF's coordinator for government activities in the territories, IDF Major General Yoav Mordechai, to discuss security and economic initiatives. And earlier, he met with Fernando Gentilini, who is the European Union's special representative for the Middle East peace process. Well, more information has been revealed on the Palestinian terror cell that was recently uncovered and arrested by Israel's security agency, the Shin Bet. As we had reported to you, the cell had planned to carry out a kidnapping of an Israeli resident or IDF soldier in the West Bank. But according to indictments filed against them today, the group's original plan was to abduct Israeli Knesset member Yehuda Glick, who is known as an activist for Jewish rights on the Temple Mount, and or to abduct the IDF's Arabic language spokesman, Major General Avichai Adrei. However, the terrorists altered their plans, realizing that kidnapping a resident or soldier would be easier. And Israel police today arrested a 20-year-old Palestinian man who was carrying a knife just outside the Tomb of the Patriarchs in the West Bank city of Hebron. They say he was planning on carrying out a stabbing of Israeli security guards. And violent Palestinian protests took place today across the West Bank against the recent U.S. recognition of Jerusalem as the capital of Israel. Protesters threw Molotov cocktails and rocks at Israeli troops and set tires on fire. The IDF responded with riot dispersal means. Palestinian media reported that a number of protesters were treated for injuries. The United Nations General Assembly voted yesterday on the Palestinian right to self-determination. 176 countries voted in favor, 7 voted against, including the United States, Canada, and Israel. 4 countries abstained. The vote is non-binding and has no real impact on the ground. A similar text is approved each year at the General Assembly. Tomorrow, as we reported to you, the General Assembly is expected to debate the recent Jerusalem recognition by the U.S. and vote on a resolution drafted by Yemen and Turkey calling to rescind that decision. Former Nazi SS guard 96-year-old Oskar Groening is challenging his prison sentence. The man known as the bookkeeper of Auschwitz was found guilty in July of 2015 of being an accessory to the murders of 300,000 people at the death camp and sentenced to 4 years behind bars. Groening has been living at home while waiting on his appeal. But as we reported to you last month, a court in Germany ruled that Groening was fit to stand trial and that he would receive the required medical care in prison. Reuters reports, citing German media, that yesterday Groening's attorney asked the court to determine if serving time in prison would violate his right to life because of his poor health. Surgery was performed yesterday in Israel that has never been done before anywhere in the world. Yediot Aharonot reported that in the northern Israeli town of Afula, doctors at Ha'emek Hospital proceeded to regrow part of a human bone on a patient who lost part of his shin bone in a car accident. The groundbreaking procedure was developed by Israeli biotechnology company Bonus Bio Group and involved taking cells from the patient, growing them in a lab, and transplanting them back into the patient to generate the missing bone. Professor Nimrod Rosen, who operated, said the surgery was truly science fiction. He said it changes the entire game in orthopedics. Police are looking into vandalism of 3 public menorahs Sunday night near Atlantic City, New Jersey. Margate City Police said they were investigating the incidents in which one of the menorahs was pushed over. Another had one of its branches broken off. And last night marked the last night of Hanukkah. In Jerusalem, Israel's Minister of Strategic Affairs and Public Diplomacy, Gilad Erdan, hosted a Hanukkah candle lighting ceremony with leaders from some 30 Jewish organizations that are fighting against the BDS movement. In Tel Aviv, throughout the holiday, residents and visitors stopped by a new interactive menorah, an LED Chanukiah that stands at the city's port, just under 20 feet tall. It projected live selfie photos taken by visitors throughout the 8-day festival. And the IDF released a video last night showing Israeli troops celebrating the holiday on military bases across the country. Taking a look now at our programming for tonight on JBS for Wednesday, December the 20th at 7 o'clock. It's from the Aleph Bet. At 7:30, retired IDF Colonel Kobi Marom talks about the threats surrounding Israel's borders from Beth El Synagogue in New Rochelle, New York. At 8, remarks from Christian international scholar and lawyer Dr. Jacques Gauthier. At 9, tonight, it's JBS's retrospective of 2017 with Stephen Boehm from the American Jewish Committee, former president of the Union for Reform Judaism Eric Yaffe, Manhattan East Synagogue rabbi and founder Eli Abadi, and NYU law professor Thane Rosenbaum, who joined Mark Golub to discuss the top issues of the last year, including the controversy over an egalitarian prayer section at the Western Wall. And coming up right after this newscast tonight at 6:30, it's Thinking Out Loud with Micah Halpern. And that's the JBS News Update for Wednesday, December the 20th, 2017. I'm Teisha Bader.